If you could go back in time, what would you change in your life? Just my diet. Other than how much food I shove in my mouth, I did everything perfectly, or at least near perfect. Buy a shit ton of Bitcoin in the earlier days. I would have avoided meeting and investing my time and energy certain people. I would confirm to my younger self that my mom is a bitch and I don't have to take her shit. I would have learned how to invest way sooner. I would never shave my asshole. Endless cycle of unbearable itchy stubble. If I had the ability to go back in time, I would consistently let my intrusive thoughts win. Then I would go back in time to fix whatever got ducked up. Fix my grades. Well, do I keep my memories and my knowledge? If yes, I'd first of all avoid getting bullied and then being taken advantage of people who I thought as friends. Also get stupidly high scores at Kangaroo, the math competition. I would have saved so many of the things that I gave away or sold when cleaning out my childhood home after my parents' death. And the things I did keep I sold for far less than I should have. And I would have brought back a lot more of the things I left in Mongolia after I moved back to the USA. I think I let a lot of money slip through my fingers along the path. I'd off myself at 26. I wouldn't have fucked Sherry. She gave me crabs. Take uni more seriously. I fucked around. Now I am finding out nothing. I've seen the butterfly effect. I would have invested more time building strong and meaningful relationships. I wouldn't go into the relationship I had with a certain ex. 3 years of my life wasted. Nothing. Every good and bad is sent by Allah and there is wisdom behind everything. Have my school crush as my girlfriend, pass all my exams and study more. Just don't commit. I would choose another doctor to save my family member. I would buy Bitcoin when I first heard about it. Stop pissing off Big Brother. Ask out the one that got away. I would start playing PNP games as soon as I can. It is just so much fun. And a really good way to interact with friends, people. Find friends. Meet new interesting people. I would have just shot myself in 2002 when my grandparents finally died. That had been my plan all along since I was 8. But obviously I didn't. And I have regretted it many times in the 20 years since and pretty much constantly since 2020. I always think about that. I'd tell my parents about shit that my grandfather did to me. My whole life could be different. Be nicer to a certain girl I knew in high school, and had a crush on. 3 things. 1. Tell my younger self to not watch porn. 2. When I graduated high school and I actually was serious about my school choice, I would have went to a university instead of a tech school. 3. Would have stopped myself from getting into a car accident that totaled my first car. I would go back to when I was 13 and tell myself that the answer to stopping people walking all over you isn't to try and walk over others. Just be kind to people and work on self-improvement. Don't worry about what others think and never let anyone tell you what you can or can't achieve. If I had done something about the bullying, I probably wouldn't have turned out so introverted. More studying, less partying, a whole lot more listening and less talking. Nothing. I think if I change something it'd mess the timeline thingy. I would go back to the late 1960s and never have done so much LSD, blow, and reefer. It changed the trajectory of my life. I was training in NASA for what came to be known as Apollo 11. And to be the first person on the moon. I was replaced by an inferior pilot when I was told to leave. Neil was a nice enough person. But basically someone who idolized me. An ass kisser, to put it mildly. I heard he planted the flag. Which was my suggestion. On the moon. It would have been nice to see my children beam with pride during show and tell. As I told their classmates about my trip New Moon Face. I would have tripped my stepdad. I'd just stay alone in junior high and not try to make new friends with this specific group that I did. I knew one, not the others. That started a whole chain of events that led me to where I am now. And I know I'd have had a better outcome in life in general if I didn't befriend them. I'd prevent my father's death. That was really the defining factor in my life. I have worked hard in my life and I am happy. But I'd erase myself from existence in a heartbeat to give that little boy his dad back. I would make my younger self not discover femboys. Wouldn't take getting good grades as seriously as I did. School just put too much pressure on something that doesn't matter at all. Would have enjoyed much more those years instead. But most of all I'd go make sure I didn't lose my girlfriend. Don't really know if there's something I could have done. But she was the best and I miss her. Wouldn't have listened to my HSGF and went to the vocational school to take drafting. She ended up cheating on me and breaking up with me my senior year and I ended up dropping out of HS because of a TBI and couldn't deal with my emotions because of the injury and seeing her every day.